Alright, Windham Ambulance training video. Local airport runs. This is the stuff we're going to hit on. Kim will go through it. And then also, here's some things that need to go in the narrative. The big thing is we need the name of the flight company. Whether it's Avera, Fixed Wing, Sanford, or whatever. And then we need to know which destination hospital they're going to. Just because Sanford flight comes in doesn't mean it's going to Sanford Hospital. They could go to Mayo, they could go to Avera, they could go to a specialty infant place out in Michigan. We had that one time, so we need to know where they're going. Okay. So anyway, gonna go over here. Kim is gonna go through on a run sheet what she wants in there, and see if I can keep them straight. All right, Kimmer, it's all yours.
Hi, everybody. First of all, that email that was sent out on February 3rd, please disregard at this point, as we will no longer ever be reporting airport transports as specialty care. So all of these local airport runs that Tim is going to be sending the attachments with will be in every rig. And I'm just going to highlight some of the spots that are pretty critical for the billing company. The first one is under scene response. And when I say that, it's on the left-hand panel. Down here under incident patient disposition. This is where we're going to still continue to put treated and transported by this EMS unit. That would be our rig with the flight crew staff. So that's pretty self-explanatory yet. What you don't want to pick there is another choice of this unless that truly happens where we're canceled, which has happened. So generally it's treated and transported by this EMS unit. The next tab I'm going to go to is this is under incident information, under ambulance responding. This is under type of service here. This is where we're going to put that they're going to an air ambulance. The next one is the level of care of this unit. Again, this is still under the ambulance responding tab under incident information. This is where we were reporting specialty care. We are no longer going to do that because we are going to know what flight staff is coming in. So if it's a paramedic or a registered nurse, EMT, generally from what I've heard from the flight companies when I called on all of our past claims, it's generally a paramedic and a registered nurse that goes on every flight. We have had where they also bring in a respiratory therapist, a nurse practitioner, but as you can see, those are not able to be picked in this area. This is something I don't have any control over. So again, we're going to pick the highest level that we can pick in this area. So most of them are going to be this. Again, do not pick specialty care anymore in this field. The next one is still under incident information, and it's under responding crew. This is where we're going to add, hypothetically, Tim, and whichever appropriated here is here. Generally, it's going to be and then also we'll add myself. Again, we are never going to be primary caregivers for airport transports. Okay, so now we're going to add, I have set up generic paramedic. So there is a paramedic and there are critical care paramedics. So you will have one of these generally for sure. They're going to be, I have it defaulted for primary patient caregiver at scene and at transport. And I also have like nurse practitioner, respiratory therapist. So these are all generic. Make sure you look what's available.
You're going to have to find out what their credentials are, either by looking at their badge, their uniform, or asking them. We need to get this right.
So I've added them here under the crew members, so you do not have to document this in the narrative. But it does need to be recorded here, and then down here is where they are considered a non-rostered crew member. So you would put in Julie Anderson. Again, we'll say she's the RN. The second one is the paramedic, and we'll go Trent Easterday. I don't have any control of these, and he's the paramedic, so we're going to put him as other. You can put behind here if you want paramedic, but it should be up here. And again, then you would click on add all crew normal for the PPE, so there's no change there. The next tab that I'm going to go to is the billing info tab. This primary method of payment, again, is going to come off the patient's face sheet. This CMS service level, again, we will not pick specialty care transport. We are no longer able to pick this choice. We can, but it's not correct. Our local ambulance runs will always be an ALS level 1 emergency. If we're transporting flight crew. If you guys go to the airport or we go to the airport and we get canceled, then it's going to be the BLS. Because we don't have anybody on board but Tim and I on this ambulance transport that was canceled. But generally, it's always going to be 99.9% is going to be this choice. And then we're going to go to the tab of transport destination info. This here we're going to pick airport. That's where we are transporting the patient to. We are not transporting them to Sanford or wherever. The flight company is. This is where we're transporting them to. Type of destination. This is going to be other EMS responder, air ambulance. And again, the reason for choosing the destination is going to still be specialty, like all of our transfers are, with ground transports, and or this patient is going to be transferred to a specialty place that can treat them. So these are just the highlights of the fields that should have these choices always. In the narrative, this is where the examples that you'll get, they have not changed what needs to be here. Part of it being the statement that says all cares are being provided by the flight crew, EMTs assisting flight crew with loading, unloading, equipment, etc. The billing company has said to try and get as much in this narrative information that we can. And also, it'll make more sense when you see the examples when we talk about these times. So make sure you take a good look. This has not changed. The scene is the hospital, not the airport. Destination is the airport. So make sure you take note of the information that is on the 2 copies that there are now updated in our books in each rig as to what times go where, and again, what information needs to be filled in with these choices on local airport transports only. If we do ground airport transports, you would treat it as a normal transfer. So if you have any questions, get a hold of myself or get a hold of Tim, and we'll do what we can to make any clarifications. Okay, thank you.